Are you unknowingly sabotaging your run with poor hydration? Let's fix this today. Firstly, our body is made up of 72% water, so it is very important component of our body. If you are not well hydrated, it will impact your performance for sure. When I say not well hydrated, it means either you are underhydrated or you are over consuming it. So you have to strike that balance. Underhydration is not good for performance. It will impact your recovery and other things. Even if you are consuming it more, you will end up using washrooms, and it will create a mess in your stomach. In this video, we'll cover how to strike that balance to have that right amount of hydration. First is science behind hydration. So we need to know body is 72% water, and we crave too much about what to eat. So more important thing is hydration. Water is more important than food. Without water, you can survive like 3 days or maybe 4 to 5 days. But without food, you can survive till 10 days. So even to digest your food, you need water. So this is like more important than the food if you compare it this way. And it will impact if you're compromising on that. So it will impact your performance and hampers your recovery as you're starting your running journey, and your body is completely new and it is not used to losing so many fluids from your body. It is not used to that training load right now, especially for amateurs and those who want to start this journey. At this point of time, it is absolutely important you replenish it as well. Plus, don't overdo it. So strike that balance. That's why we need to understand this. Second, pre-hydration strategies. So here, many runners do generally underestimate the power of consistency, daily efforts. They overestimate the power of one day effort. So if, let's say, if you are compromising on your recovery, on your hydration, on your nutrition during the last week or for the last 15 days, and you are thinking that you will cover up for this before a race day, let's say you have a race on Sunday, that you will cover this up on Saturday. No, it is not possible. It will affect your performance next day. And on the other hand, if you are well hydrated, well nourished throughout the week, throughout the month of the training cycle, and in the last 2 days, if you are compromising even on sleep, even on nutrition, even on hydration, so that's absolutely fine. You will perform for sure because you have trained your muscles for that, and one day here and there will not make any difference. Even let me give you one example. I was in Mumbai racing the Tata Mumbai Marathon. I run half marathon over there in the year 2023, and I clocked 1:12. This is one of the fastest time that I have achieved over there, and that track is really tough. It is not an easy one. We have hills and we have one proper roughly 1.5 kilometer of uphill, continuous uphill. Event bus service, which supposed to take us from our hotel to this race venue on that particular day, this driver, though he was localite from Mumbai, he took a wrong turn and we reached little late. So I compromised on my warm-up and I directly went to my holding areas, did my light stretching over there, whatever I could do, because there was like full crowded now, and did few here and there very light jog. Even if I remember, I was not able to jog. I just started my race, but still I ran 1:12, my best over there. So I achieved my personal best over there, not just that best for that particular race, but my personal best as well. That's the thing. If you are consistent, if you are consistently taking care of your hydration, that's what matters. Moving on to next, third is hydration during your run. So many of us interpreted this thing in a wrong way. These elites are taking fluids in every 20 minutes or in a marathon, and they are replicating the same. See guys, if you are consuming these gels and this water in between the race, and you are not used to processing that thing during the race, or you haven't developed that system which will process it very fast and convert it into the energy in that particular time period, so it will create a big mess for you if you are not used to that. And one more thing guys, you need to understand, ये जो elites हैं जो कि marathon भागते हैं, they don't just start running marathon, they start from small distances, which many runners, 95 or 99% runners compromising these days. They just want to be a marathoner without fixing their 1K or the smaller distances like 3Ks, 5K. Your body is not used to that training load, and you are jumping straight into these marathon game and relying just on your nutrition. Nutrition is just a small part of it. You need to focus more on training. And if you are not used to converting these, whatever you are taking from outside, instantly and at a very fast rate, it will create a problem for you. And you must have seen around you, people are overweight and they are running marathon and they are still the same. There's a 100% chance that these runners you will find always having some kind of pain, some kind of injuries, because you are not fixing the basics. So we need to fix the basics first. For example, I myself, I run half marathon. I run from 5K to half marathon. Obviously, I run smaller distances as well, but I don't compete beyond half. Right? So I stick to, let me tell you my thing, I stick to water only. If I'm running a half marathon, I'll consume water only twice. That too, only few drops. Rest, I'll spit it out. I don't consume any electrolytes or gels in between. I am 100% chemical free. I've reached like 111 for a half marathon. I started my journey from 137 for a half marathon. I have reached here without any chemical support. Okay, and I don't recommend these chemicals and all. There are so many lifestyle problems that are coming these days, especially this cancer. This has become like cold, which is directly related to what you are consuming. So I advise not to rely on chemicals, focus on your training, and food is not the main thing. Obviously it is important, but in a certain limit. Even with the hydration. So here we are talking about hydration. So even hydration is important, but we need to strike that balance. So if you just blindly follow what you read, you need to practice it as well. Let's say if you are reading these elites, ये हर 15 मिनट में या फिर हर 5 किलोमीटर में पानी लेते हैं, जेल लेते हैं, and things like that. So they are used to converting that whatever they are intaking into energy equivalent. If you are new, if you've never done that, and you are doing it on a race day, or you're not fixing other things, for example, if you're not at idle weight, you don't have that strong core, you don't have that flexibility, mobility and other things, and you just jump into this marathon game, so it is not the right nutrition or the right hydration that you are lacking. You are lacking the whole training approach. You are approaching it in the wrong way. So better fix that. And in my small runs, like in 10 kilometers run, I don't consume water in between. In my 10 kilometer races, I don't consume water in between. And there are other factors as well. Sometimes I do consume. It depends upon weather outside. But if I am racing like in a good weather, so I'll not consume anything. And you need not to follow blindly this, because I am well nourished, well hydrated throughout the week. Now it is a by default thing for me. So this is very, very important. You are running to finish the race. You're not there for the picnic. बहुत से runners हैं, they check each and every stall, what is there, what all fruits, what all supplements, or what other things are lying over there. You need not to consume. You are not there on the picnic. या आप वैष्णो देवी नहीं जा रहे हो. वैष्णो देवी की चढ़ाई है, रास्ते में जो मिला वो रुक के खाना है. If you want to do it for a fun, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to make it a lifestyle, you have to do it in the right way. If you are doing it once in a while, that's fine. You can do it this way, just like a parikrama of a temple. Like in Vrindavan, people do that parikrama. One is for 7 kilometers, if I'm not wrong, and one is for 21 kilometers. Be mindful if you want to make it a lifestyle. Next is post-run hydration for recovery. Now this is very important. I take care of this very well. अब जैसा कि मैंने बताया, लोग while they are runners, what they do, they focus on their nutrition during the race too much. And once they are done with their runs, they go for a breakfast. They compromise their post-run thing. They go for the junk. They are focusing while they are in the mid of while they are running on their nutrition, and once they are off, they think it is over. No, जो अब recovery start होगी वो यहीं से start होगी. Once you are done with your run, or once I am done with my race, now I take care of nutrition. Once I finish my race, the first thing that I consume is water. No electrolytes, nothing. Just water, just plain water. I usually hold one bottle of 500 ml or whatever they are giving. Generally, they give like 500 ml or something like that, even 300 ml. Convenient to hold. And I consume it like sip by sip. And I keep drinking water. Within like 60 minutes, I try to grab something, and if it's outstation race, I go back to my hotel, take shower, then I'll have my proper meal. So instead of thinking too much about nutrition when you are into activity, you need to think about this nutrition part once you are done with that activity. Don't go for junk all the time. I mean, once in a while, that's fine if you're racing abroad. I mean, racing abroad or outstation, if it's outstation race, you want to connect with friends and your family, that's fine. But you need to understand this thing that post race nutrition is very important. Now your body will recover, now your body will heal. Whatever you have done on the race course or on the race, you need to recover all those things, whatever we have lost in terms of nutrition, in terms of fluids and everything. And that's the way you are respecting your body as well. जैसे कि अगर मैंने, if I run like in Delhi in the same year in 2023, I ran this 111. I've lowered my half marathon timing further. So that's the way to show respect to my body, that hey, you have done so much for me. You made me run 111, which is like my dream time at one point of time. Even I couldn't even dream when I started my journey कि एक दिन मैं 1:11 run करूँगा for a half marathon. But yeah, I did that. So I take care of my body now, nourishing it very well, taking care of rest as well. And obviously, if I have some commitment for the race day, I keep it for the evening and for the afternoons. I hope you get this point. Last is some special considerations. Obviously, everybody is different. So you need to be aware of that, and you need to build that sync between your body and mind. आपको किस चीज़ की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है? So just be aware of that, pay attention, and you will get to know what works for me might not work for you. So here, first is लेवल ऑफ रनर यू आर. किस लेवल पे आप रन करते हैं ये डिपेंड करता है. जैसे कि मैंने बताया, हर 15 मिनट में खाना ड्यूरिंग द रेस. This is for elites. If you haven't practiced that, you have to pay the price during the race. It will create a big mess in your stomach, right? And prepare yourself for 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathon. Get to know about the training load, what all it takes to be a 5K runner, what all it takes to be a 10K runner, good efficient 10K runner, what it takes to be a half marathoner, and then you can play this marathon game as well. If you have like time apart from your family and your work, if you have that. Second is heat and humidity. Let's say if in your area, wherever you are training, it is too much of heat. Right now it is like humidity because of monsoons in India. My water intake will change for sure. It goes up during the summers. Now, as winters approaches, it reduces a bit. So it depends on that. Third is altitude. If some of you training at the altitude, your water intake will be completely different. Body needs more water. Fourth is personalization. So you need to understand that everybody is different, as I've covered. So हर किसी की अपनी अपनी requirement है, हर किसी की अपनी अपनी ज़रूरत है. Strike a balance. Whatever works for you, you need to know that what level that you are at. When you're just starting off, you need to take care of these things a lot in terms of nutrition, what you are eating, in terms of water intake. And once you have reached to a certain level, it will become automatic for you. For example, अब मेरे को सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती है मेरे को इतना पानी पीना है या फिर मेरे को इतना खाना खाना है. Now it is a by default. I hope you find this video useful. This is Ishan signing off. Happy running.